Thank you for that introduction, Dave. It's really an honor and privilege to be introduced by you. You're one of the people I've had the privilege of working with most closely with through NWC. So this was a nice surprise. And thank you, Siri and Steve and the larger NWC community for organizing today's event and for the opportunity to speak. It really is a privilege. I do just want to quickly introduce my team. Becca Jones, will you stand up? And Charmise Jackson. And then our other team member is John Whitty. And I couldn't do the work that I do without them by my side. But most importantly, I want to thank everybody in the room today, the whistleblowers who are here today. Can we just do another round of applause for all of the whistleblowers here? Thank you for your courage, because it does take courage to stand up and do what is right, and to speak truth to power. Now, we were set up, our office, the Office of the Whistleblower Ombuds, which you did pronounce correctly, Dave, as an independent, nonpartisan support office within the House of Representatives. And our role is really to advise and coach and prepare House offices, member offices, and committees for working with whistleblowers, so that they can work with you to have the biggest impacts possible, safely partner with you to have the biggest impact possible, while supporting you throughout this process to make a difference. Now, the reality is that while we as Congress and the public benefit from your disclosures, you bear the risks. You have to take on those risks. You and your family have to live with the consequences. Now, too often you're treated as if you've, frankly, committed a crime for exposing a crime. And that's not okay, as we've heard from our congressional champions today. Now, I'll just give a little more background on my office. I realize time is short here, but I do want to acknowledge that our office's vision is to be institutionalizing the best practices that the whistleblower and the whistleblower champions in the room have established. This is the NGOs, this is the Senator Wyden and Grassley through the caucus and other members. And that means coaching Congress on how to safely protect your identity and work with you to act on your disclosures. Now, I should just say that this is a priority for Congress. Last year alone, 2/3 of all House offices utilized our services voluntarily in some capacity. So, they either took our trainings or worked with us to set up intake processes or used our confidential guidance. And I'm getting the time's up notice, so I'm going to be really brief with the rest of this. I do want to acknowledge that Congress knows you as whistleblowers are integral to conducting effective oversight and holding wrongdoers accountable. And they also, elected officials have a responsibility to support their constituents. So we have to remember that. But the reality is that at the end of the day, Congress still has a lot of discretion in terms of how they handle your cases, in terms of how they handle whistleblower matters. And no outcomes can be guaranteed. So if there's nothing else you take from kind of my short remarks here, it's that for anybody who is considering this path, make a plan. Talk to your loved ones. Talk to an experienced whistleblower attorney. There are plenty in the room today that you can speak with, so that you can figure out how to make probably one of the most difficult decisions in your life as effectively as possible. Now, our office doesn't have the jurisdiction to receive disclosures from whistleblowers. We're not an intake office, but we have developed a number of guiding resources in this space. They're available on our website, whistleblower.house.gov, under our whistleblower audience page, and we brought handouts that are at the front table, things like best practices for working with Congress, as well as lessons learned, and a menu, importantly, of whistleblower support organizations, most of which are in the room today. So you're probably familiar with them. And then we have those resources public on our website for any Senate offices who also want to benefit from our guidance. Thank you for letting me go over. Thanks, everyone.